Thank you, Andres. I just want to correct Paul Johnson. I think God is American. From 78 cents to the rand to 18 rand 20. He must be American. All right. Sorry, let's move on. Frik van Rensburg, who was our leader for many years, stepped down last year, is going to share about the impact that CBMC has had on his life. Thank you very much, Frik.
Yes, Trevor, thank you for tonight. Knowing the CBMCers, I said to Letitia, all that I have to prepare is the prayer for the meal because we're way over time. But I've asked to share my testimony. My testimony I can share with you guys in one sentence. I was born in 1954. Grew up on a farm, small town, and I was reborn in 1971 in the same town, Amersfoort, in a Dutch Reformed church, when the minister of the Dutch Reformed church did on a Sunday evening an altar call. So I haven't heard of that anywhere else happened. So I think the Lord just sent Dominee Teensky that night to do it with me. After 71, 72, Trevor was asked about 72. And 72 was my final year at high school. I met Letitia, and we're still celebrating 50 years of love and being together and enjoying each other. So that was one of the big things that happened to me. 4 years later, we did get married. We had 3 children. And now we have 2 grandchildren. Then carry on the history. In 1994, everyone know what happened then. But that was the year when I moved to Cape Town. And 3 years later, at 1997, the late David Nel invited me to a CBMC team meeting. Now, I was not a prospect for a CBMC team because I was born again. At that stage, work as station manager or marketing manager at a Christian radio station. I had a theological qualification. So I was not like the other guys, being on a prayer card or blue card or anything. But that invitation changed my life. Because the follow-up on that was another gentleman by the name of David Herter that did a Operation Timothy with me. So you've heard through the night, there's invitation, there's opportunity, and there's an invitation. And that normally changes your lives. Because after that, I was invited by Leon Orendaal and Gerard Brits to become a field worker a few years in CBMC. I was the field worker for Boland area, the northern suburbs of Cape Town and West Coast. And that started my life of visiting teams. And I met many wonderful people. Now, those years when I arrived there, the guys was already there. The Pierre Blakes, the Benny van der Merwes, Flip and Umfani and all these guys, Philip Erasmus, Mike Smith, and they was already doing CBMC. So for me, it started that journey off, and because we've got constraint of time, I'm just going to testify about these first few years of my life in CBMC. Because after the field worker years, as I said, Gerrit and Leon became a big part of my life, invited me to some leadership trainings, leadership weekends, and I just want to mention one of them. Gerard arranged a couple of the years to come and speak to us up at the leadership retreat in the north. When we arrived there, Dave, I think Dave's wife's name was Donna, I can't remember, was there, and Dave started the Friday night by the question, have you attended your own funeral yet? I thought, what? What's going to happen this weekend? And then he started unpacking Galatians 2:20. The same that you heard earlier that Jack was preaching. You must die to self. And only when you die to self, you can let the Holy Spirit work through you. And from there on, the application of that took me some years to understand and get it into my life. But that was the main thing that changed me. The people that know my whole testimony know I was a racist. I was very critical. I was very judgmental. I was very quickly to judge a person. And also, that's the way that we grew up as Afrikaners. You look down to a lot of people. And suddenly, by attending this weekend, I realized that if Christ is in me, I must start looking at the person in front of me totally different. The person in front of me is created in the image of God. The person in front of me is a child of God. And if he's not saved yet, then it's my work to help him to get to the other side. So that totally take me from religion to relationship. And that's the one thing I want to celebrate in CBMC tonight. It's about relationship. Relationship with God your Father. Ariana, if you just can put that other one on for me. Because somebody asked me the other night if I can sum up CBMC. What did you do in CBMC for the last 22 years? And I said, it's easy. I can give you one sentence. Love God with all your heart. Love your neighbor as yourself. And as you go, make disciples. And that relationship I've learned through the CBMC ministry. To really understand it, you can love God only when you've died to self. You can love your neighbor. Look at your neighbor. It doesn't matter which culture he's coming from, which status he have, what is his position in life. You can really look at any person. Doesn't matter what gender it is, and start loving your neighbor. And for me, that was the motto I served in CBMC for all the years. How can I serve you? How can I help you? If you are looking at you and you're a child of God, how can I help you? So I want to end off tonight because, as I said, I'm just going to talk about the first 5 years. What happened after that will take the whole night, all the miracles and all the things and all the wonderful conventions I attend. A lot of them been spoken tonight. So I want to start off where I begin. I want to celebrate my wife, Letitia. Not only for the 50 years, but for the years in CBMC. She was my one that cheered me on. That was the one that supported me, went with me on road trips, sometimes for weeks through the country. She was also the one, she and her friend, that make food for a lot of us at weekends, at leader retreats, at Wortelgat and other places. And she was my prayer partner. On Monday mornings, we will get together, pray for the week. And she will often rally up the women in CBMC to pray for board meetings and for other occasions. So I want to celebrate the life of my wife, Letitia, and I said, thank you, Letitia, for supporting me. And with that, to all the other women that over the years have supported CBMC, that been part of the ministry of CBMC. Also the few women that I've worked with. Starting off when Gerrit Brits left, I started working with Rita, and then Hanneli, and then Ariana came along. Thank you for all the women. Also for the men that I've worked with in the office, Ludwig and Harm. Thank you for your support in the office. And then a guy that's not here tonight, Bertus van der Berg, who became my spiritual father. He is turning 85 this year, and he's still going strong in CBMC, and he's been the mentor and my spiritual father. I want to celebrate Bertus. And then the last one, I want to celebrate the guy I'm sitting with. Gerrit and Estelle. Gerrit laid a foundation for me when I took over from him. He built into my life with many hours of weekends and training. And also we became friends. And up to today, Gerrit and Estelle is part of our lives, part of building into our lives. And I want to celebrate the lives and the work that they have done into CBMC. Just one thing, the last year that I've worked with Gerrit, he arranged 21 leadership and retreats that one year that we have to attend. We visit Madagascar twice that year to arrange the Madagascar conference, the Africa conference the next year. And we went to India, that nearly cost my life, to go and support the guys in India. And that all in the last year that he was part of the ministry full-time. So I'll celebrate you, Gerrit and Estelle. You've been a big part of CBMC and the lives of me and Letitia. And the thing that I want to leave tonight with the guys, just keep on doing the basics, the basics. Doesn't that sound familiar? Paul? Let's keep on inviting people to the opportunity that you created. Doesn't matter if it's a team meeting, an outreach, an inreach, or what. Keep on inviting people and follow up. Do the application. As you go, make disciples. May CBMC touch many lives over the next 50 years. As Gerrit said yesterday when I asked him, what did CBMC, what's the one thing that you celebrate? He said, I'm a product of CBMC. I came to meet the Lord in CBMC. The ripple effect of that was that many of my family members became CBMC, became born-again Christians. My granddad, oh no, your skoonpa, what is that? Estelle's dad accepted the Lord, father-in-law, and I have the opportunity to let many people through the way of CBMC by praying, inviting, and discipling many lots of CBMCers. So just keep on doing that for the next 50 years. Thank you.